Every season tells a story. It starts the same way it always has, with the sound of a blade hitting fresh ice, with a player stepping through the door for the first time, with a coach drawing up a play, with a scorekeeper settling in behind the glass. These are the moments that don't make headlines, but they are the moments that make our game possible. This sport has always asked something of the people who love it. It asks you to keep going when it's hard, to trust the work when the scoreboard doesn't show it yet, to believe that what you build in one period will pay off in the next. That's what this game teaches. Not that you'll always win, but that you go back out.
Hughes wins it! The golden goal for the United States!
Every time.
Goes to the net, score! Megan Keller, the overtime hero! And it's a hat trick! Jack Wallace scores for the United States, 4-1.
Because the next period is where it all comes together. Across the Atlantic affiliate, in every rink, every program, every early morning, that same belief lives here too. Tonight, we honor the people who kept going back out, the ones who built something worth celebrating, the ones who never stopped believing in what this game can be. The next period starts tonight. And now, please welcome distinguished NHL and Bleacher Report host and content creator, Johnny Lazarus.
Off to a hot start. I'll never not laugh when I'm called distinguished. Always cool by the voice of God being introduced. I appreciate the kind introduction and everyone I've met so far tonight. Before we get started, I just want to thank USA Hockey, the AAHA, and everyone who made the trip to be here tonight. It's a privilege to be hosting this event for the second year in a row. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Johnny Lazarus. And for those of you who do, I promise I won't be asking the stupidest question you've ever heard tonight. If you don't get that reference, yes, I am the guy who famously pissed off John Tortorella last week at the Stanley Cup Final by asking him the question about Aiden Hill starting in the third period. I grew up in Syosset, Long Island, and spent my youth hockey years with the Long Island Royals and the Long Island Gulls, and I'm incredibly proud to come from this hockey community. One of my favorite parts of covering the game, whether it's the youth level, the USHL, college hockey, or even the NHL, is connecting with players who came from this area. You know, most recently, Brandon Bussey and Eric Robinson, who are both local guys who just won the Stanley Cup with the Carolina Hurricanes. So, you know, reminiscing over times playing against them when Robinson was on Comcast or Brandon Bussey was on the Royals. Very cool to just hear that everyone appreciates the upbringing from this area. And I guess I'll actually go off script for 1 second. Rod Brindamore was asked on Stanley Cup Final Media Day who influenced him the most as a coach. And I found it really interesting that his answer was a guy named Barry McKenzie, who was the coach he had when he was 15, 16, and 17 years old. And to hear a guy like that just talk about how, you know, the people for these years really formed him and shaped him into the not only great coach, but the great guy he is today. I found that super unique, and I feel like being here, you know, how everyone kind of touches the lives of people that age, and you know, I guess they don't really forget, which is really cool to hear. So tonight isn't about me. It's about celebrating this community and the people who make it great. So with that, let's get this party started. Please give me a hand in welcoming your Atlantic affiliate president here for a one-night limited engagement, Glenn Heffron.
I also have the distinction of working with Johnny from time to time in my other job. But first, welcome everyone. I want to extend my congratulations to all of our award recipients tonight. There are so many people behind the scenes that make all of this work. First and foremost, our friends at Fuerza Strategies and Jason and Alex, your entire team. Please give them a round of applause. They do so much to make hockey look good and be inspiring, and their messaging has been fantastic. Also very honored to have Governor Whitman here tonight. It's a pleasure to have you, Governor. I told you I would tell this story. I have a little past hockey history with Governor Whitman. If we all remember back in 1995 when the New Jersey Devils won the Stanley Cup, I had the good fortune of being a stringer for UPI, which is about the lowest rung of journalism you could possibly be. But it was a great seat, and it was a good gig, and a lot of fun to have that access. And there was a lot of talk at the time that Nashville Gaylord Entertainment was going to buy the Devils and move them to Nashville. And I saw Governor Whitman come in, and she did the lap around the locker room, congratulating the players and coaches and so on. And I noticed she was trying to get out, and I made sure that she couldn't. And I said, Governor, just a quick question if you don't mind. I said, can you tell us what you're planning to do to help keep the New Jersey Devils here in New Jersey? And without batting an eyelash, she had the answer down cold. Her husband and other people within her administration were working very feverishly behind the scenes to make sure the Devils stayed. And obviously, the plan worked. So, Governor, thank you for helping us keep the Devils here. Every year, USA Hockey recognizes individuals that achieve certain milestones. It's every 5 years, 5, 10, 15, 25 years of service. And I'm very fortunate to acknowledge Frank McGady. If you don't mind just quick standing, Frank, for a second. Alex De Palma, if you can stand. I know you got a little issue there. 15 years of service, and I know the service goes well beyond that 15 years. That's just recognition by USA Hockey. Also, in our affiliate, the deputy commissioner of the NHL actually resides in New Jersey, and he was also acknowledged for 25 years of service. And last but not least, an award that's rarely given by USA Hockey. It's their Builders Award, and unfortunately, that recipient couldn't be here, but you all know Donna Gariglia. Donna started out in the New Jersey Colonials. She became their president, then became commissioner of the Atlantic Women's Hockey League, which then became MAWA. She then advanced to the national level, took over the women's section as their chair, which then eventually became a council. And then Donna was asked to become the treasurer of USA Hockey through actually some pretty challenging times too, and did a brilliant job at that. And she retired this year. She's no longer serving as treasurer, but they acknowledged Donna with the Builders Award, which is just incredible. So please give a big round of applause to Donna. I think that's as far as I go for my remarks, and at this point, I will turn it back to Johnny and the group. Enjoy the evening. Thanks again, folks.
Please welcome USA Hockey Congress Representative Frank McGady.
Oh my God, that light is very bright, right, Glenn? It's like the sun. I thank you every year for always having me go first. Anyway, let's see here. There is a script here. Yes, there is. Let's see here. Applause for Mr. Heffernan. More applause for Mr. Heffernan. No, we already did that. Okay. Oh, no, here we go. We have to move it. Okay, here we go. This is the Lou Manzione Scholarship. We're going to go, because one of the candidates, so we'll start with her. Our award for the Lou Manzione Scholarship presented to a young woman from New Jersey. This year's recipient is Emily McCarthy. Emily couldn't be here tonight, so I figured I'd start with her. She was unable to, to be honest, teaching in a high school, this is a tough time of years. We have graduations. If you remember last year, the young lady who received it had to go to the prom. So it's, go to the prom or hang out with like Alex, I'd hang out with Alex, but she chose to go to the prom. Emily's graduating from Ramapo High School in Franklin Lakes with a 4.5 GPA. Is a member of the National Honor Society. She came to hockey through the USA Hockey Learn to Play program at 9 years old and hasn't looked back. This fall, Emily heads to Colby College. I believe that's in Maine. Hope she packs her long underwear. where she was recruited to play NCAA softball. It's funny how you have this spelt out here, NCAA. NCAA softball, and plans to major in economics. She will continue to play hockey with the Colby Women's Club hockey team. So let's give a hand to Emily, even though she's not here. All right, now let's go to, and I'd say this is, I'll read the script here because it is very true. Every year I get to sit down with our scholarship applicants after I somehow figure out how to read the spreadsheet I get. And I'm just reminded of how remarkable the young people in this affiliate truly are. And this year for the boys, it was just so many phenomenal applicants, including a boy I coached who just graduated from St. Peter's Prep. Unbelievable. We had the grandson of Lou Manzione, who had unbelievable credentials, academics and stuff. And it is wonderful. But the person who won was just that good and then a step up. So I'd like to bring our Lou Manzione Scholarship winner, Michael Sullivan. Come on up, Michael. You can stand up here while I talk about you. Look, Michael, you got your picture up there, too. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, I know, you're going to work on that picture, right? But anyway, I've been actually sitting with Michael and his father, talking to him, and just actually chatting with him, I realized that, boy, I really did make a good choice because he is phenomenal. Just listening to him talk. I'll just first let me go through the stuff here. Michael has maintained a 3.8 GPA while balancing a rigorous hockey schedule, a testament to the kind of student athlete this award is meant to celebrate. He skated for the Montgomery Hopewell Valley Bulldogs alongside his brother Desmond, and this past season was part of the team that captured the CVC Tournament Championship for the first time since 2008. You weren't alive then, were you? Barely. Okay. At the club level, he helped lead the Mercer Chiefs to the 18A Gretzky AHF Championship title. But what stands out about Michael beyond the scoreboard is what he gives back. He's worked as a youth hockey official, youth hockey official. He mentors players at camps, volunteers at events across our affiliate, and understands that this game is bigger than any one player. But one of the things I brought out, one of the things that really triggered giving it to him is his volunteer work. And talking to him now, I mean, he really does a lot. He was involved in, I'm going to get this right, Light the Night Walk for Cancer Research Fundraiser, where they would actually, you would...
We walked, and it was it was a walk to raise money for cancer research. So survivors, family of survivors, and family of people in treatment would have these lights. You walked about a mile. Companies would buy tents and donate money to research. And this year they raised over $1 million towards this. And it's just a great event to be at. And there's, a lot of free stuff and a lot of donations. So if you ever have the chance to go to one of these events, go. It's just a fun time and a great way to be out for a great cause.
You see why I picked him, right? He also was part of the Sourland Conversory Amphibious Crossings. They would actually be up all night stopping traffic so turtles could cross the road. Am I right? Yep. So you and your girlfriend would hang out there and watch the turtles cross.
Yeah, it was a great time.
But and also a lot of beach cleanup. Him and his father was involved, and they actually got out there and did a lot of. And I'm really big on environment, and of course, as many of you are, involved with like anything to do with cancer research is very, very important to us. So this fall, he's going to Rutgers on pre-law track. Though, as he told Governor Whitman, he wants to be a politician or a history teacher. Now, okay, I am talking to him about being a history teacher. He actually did teach a couple classes in his school, freshman classes in history. As you know, I think that's pretty good. And I'm just like so impressed with this young man. I just can't believe that, We have students like this. I wish I had a few in my class. Anyway, so let's give him a big, let me turn the page. Please join me in congratulating Michael and presenting him the Lou Manzione Scholarship. Says Frank McGady, State and State. No, that's it. We already did that one. And Frank. Okay. All right.
Welcome Atlantic Affiliate Vice President of High School, John Graves, to the stage.
Frank, what page did you put me on? I'm very proud to present the two high school scholarship recipients tonight. And for the boys' side, he couldn't be here tonight. Dylan Villara, he played his entire career, started at 6 years old. He played club with the Haverford Hawks, and he played all 4 years with the Haverford High School Fords. He's a member of the Haverford High School Business Honor Society and the Student Athletic Advisory Committee. This fall, Dylan will be attending the University of Tennessee to study finance and plans to continue his hockey career playing club hockey at University of Tennessee. Please give a acknowledgement of Dylan. Next up, our female high school player of the year is Addison McGowan. Addison came to the game at the age of 11. She started at the Flyers skate zone in Voorhees in the middle school program, and with the Lady Flyers at the time, they switched over, and she's been with the Liberty since it started. She's played middle school hockey for Eastern High School. She's played JV and varsity boys high school for Eastern High School. They don't have a girls team like many of the high schools do, and she played on the boys team. At Eastern, she's an honor roll student, a leader of the Interact Club, and a member of the Spanish Honor Society. This fall, she'll be attending Monmouth University to study business marketing. Please welcome Addison to the stage. Steps over here.
Very entertaining award givers here tonight. Big congrats to the 4 players on their achievements. Next up, we're going to turn to the third team on the ice, our officials. Each year, it becomes way more difficult to find new officials who are willing to put on the stripes and learn the art of managing the game. So with that, let's welcome our referee-in-chief, Jim Doyle, to the stage, who will honor one of our young officials.
Good evening, everyone. I would first like to congratulate all of the winners receiving awards tonight, so congratulations from the officiating group. Tonight I'm here to recognize Joseph McConnell, who is a level 3 official and this year's recipient of the Daniel Triano Officiating Award. Joseph is not here tonight, but I'd like to recognize Daniel's family. If they would stand for just a second, Daniel's father, his mother, and his brother. They've been with us for the last 7 or 8 years since I've been referee-in-chief. They come each year to be here to celebrate this particular award and distinguish. So thank you for coming again tonight. Joey is unable to join us tonight because of his graduation. Joe has been playing hockey for 10 years and officiating USA Hockey for the past 6. He played at club level with the Valley Forge Colonials. I think we've heard that organization a few times tonight, so congratulations to the Colonials once again. He served as an alternate captain this year at St. Joe's Preparatory School hockey program, where he's also a member of the National Honor Society. This fall, he will be attending the Kelly School of Business at Indiana University to study finance, and plans to continue both his playing and officiating careers while there. Please join me in celebrating Joseph's accomplishments. Thank you.
Alrighty. That wraps up our scholarship presentations for the evening. We wish our graduating seniors the best in their future endeavors. Now we're going to transition into one of the pinnacle awards of the evening, which started in 2023. The Ed Snyder Award recognizes people and organizations who have given back to our game in the Delaware Valley region. This year, we have the honor of presenting the award to a man who has given so much to hockey in our affiliate. So let's take a look.
Ed Snyder was a visionary who brought hockey to the Philadelphia and greater Delaware Valley marketplace at a scale never before seen. As part of his mission, he expanded access to the game for children and families in the Atlantic affiliate. In honor of his commitment to amateur ice hockey, the Snyder family and Atlantic Amateur Hockey Association are proud to award the Snyder Award, recognizing the steadfast commitment of hockey leaders.
Some people find hockey. Jim Britt decided to give it to everyone else. A native of Southwest Philadelphia, Britt was the first employee of the Ed Snyder Youth Hockey Foundation, helping build what the NHL would later call the gold standard for community programming. For 12 years, he worked alongside Mr. Snyder himself, opening doors and giving thousands of underserved youth their first chance to play the game. A coach, educator, and servant leader, Britt spent 2 decades with the Atlantic affiliate and a decade on the NHL's Hockey is for Everyone advisory board. Because for Jim, that was never just a slogan. It was the mission. Tonight, the Atlantic Amateur Hockey Association proudly presents the Ed Snyder Award to Jim Britt for a lifetime of service to our game and to the communities that make it worth playing.
Good evening once again. On behalf of the Atlantic Amateur Hockey Association, I'd like to recognize Jim Britt and his wife Celeste. If you both stand for a minute, please. Thank you. Thank you. And Jim, if you would come up for just a moment, please. The Atlantic Hockey Association started this award in conjunction with the Philadelphia Flyers and Ed Snyder some 5 to 6 years ago. It is dedicated to those individuals that are architects, rink owners, coaches, players, officials, administrators, and media. It recognizes those individuals that have contributed to our organization in the Delaware Valley. So on behalf of the Atlantic Amateur Hockey Association, Jim Britt, congratulations. I'd like to say a few words.
I promised Rob Baer that I would keep this under 90 minutes, so buckle up. Thank you. And it's that doesn't say enough as to what this means to my heart and my head. Thanks, Glenn. Thanks, Maureen. Thanks to Jim and all those who are involved along the way. The journey started back in 1966, when a guy named Snyder brought the Flyers to Philadelphia. For me, it started on a frozen creek in Southwest Philly, Cobb's Creek. 20 years later, I was coming back from a job in Massachusetts, and we brought 4 children back to start hockey in the Philadelphia area. 20 years after that was when Mr. Snyder allowed me to build the Ed Snyder Youth Hockey Foundation, which has just become so tremendous. The stories about the people I've met along the way, those who are invested their heart and soul into the game, but also who leave behind something to build on. I am most proud of two of the other winners here tonight, who I've known since they were young women, Casey and Jasmine, and you'll learn more about them later. But they're both special. Thank you very much for everything. Thank you.
Excuse me 1 second while I get the script together here. It's my pleasure to introduce the official of the year. So if I could have Laura White come up to join me, and this year's recipient, Stephanie Beeman, please. Please come up front. Laura is the female coordinator for the Atlantic Amateur Hockey Association, and she's going to make the presentation. So, Laura.
Okay, in true fashion, I went rogue from the script. So it is my honor to present the Official of the Year award to a much deserving fellow official, Stephanie Beeman. Being an official is not easy and quite often a very thankless job. But Stephanie brings a beam of light and positivity to each game. Her positive attitude and passion for the sport shows both on and off the ice. Being a successful official requires a lot of behind-the-scenes work and dedication, not only during the season, but throughout the off-season, which we all know does not exist. She has proudly represented the districts at training camps, such as Jamie Heinley Camp, Futures, sponsored by the AAHA, Liberty Bell Games, and she will continue that work this summer as she was selected for the High Performance Camp. Stephanie's hard work is easy to admire, which has earned her the selection for districts and national championship finals in the last 2 years. Her attitude and dedication makes her the perfect mentor for officials, and it shows the most in the 3 game officials that have the honor of calling her mom. I've had the pleasure of skating with Colin and Jason and look forward to one day skating with Sonia. I actually look forward to any opportunity to share the ice with Stephanie and her kids. Sometimes what keeps us coming back and working hard are the people that you get to share the ice with. Stephanie, thank you for being one of those people. Please come up, but you're here. Please come up and accept this award that words can hardly describe how much you deserve it.
It's extremely humbling to come behind Laura, who we all know is a very accomplished female official and really a role model for all of us. And I want to congratulate Laura on her role as female officiating coordinator for the Atlantic District. I would like to also thank my family for coming. They've supported me for over the past 7 years, whether it be sled day at the gym to keep up with all these great hockey players, sharing the ice with them. A Beeman team is always great on the ice, or just the pregame and postgame talks. So it's been really remarkable to be with them through this journey. I want to thank also the female official development staff in their entirety. Without the signers, without the staff, well, I wouldn't have games and I wouldn't have the opportunity to develop as an official. And I think that we have a really, it's growing group of female officials. We're very passionate, we love the sport, and we're so excited for the future. So thank you so much.
Stephanie, stay here. At this time, before we move on to the next recipients, I'd like to invite up Brian Hicks, Tim Holtz, and Matt McNulty. We have some presentations to make to Mr. Holtz and Mr. McNulty. Tim Holtz and Matt McNulty have each dedicated years of service to the officiating at the highest level of college hockey. Their commitment to the game and to the standard of excellence defines great officiating, has left a lasting mark on everyone who has shared the ice with them. On behalf of the Atlantic affiliate, we'd like to thank Tim, Matt, and everything they have done for the game. So if, Brian, would you like to read that? Good.
It says, Tim Holtz, thank God you're off the ice. No, Tim Holtz, in appreciation of your dedication, leadership, and service to USA Hockey and ECAC Hockey, presented in June 2026 by the AAHA and ECAC officiating programs.
Matt, one for Matt too, right here. Yeah. Same thing, good.
And this one is Matt McNulty, in appreciation of your dedication, leadership, and service to USA Hockey and ECAC Hockey, presented in June 2026 by the AAHA and ECAC officiating programs.
Okay, slide together for 4 minutes.
Please welcome to the stage Atlantic Affiliate Executive Vice President, Maureen Thompson-Siegel.
I will not go off the script. Good evening. Tonight I have the honor of presenting the New Leader Award, and this year we are recognizing 2 individuals who embody everything this award stands for. Girls! See, I went off the script. Our first recipient is Jasmine Martinez, Coordinator of Community Relations and Hockey Development for the Philadelphia Flyers. Jasmine's hockey story began in 2005 through the Ed Snyder Youth Hockey Foundation, as Jim alluded to. The same program we honored earlier this evening. She went on to play collegiately at Newman University, earning degrees in sports management and sport business, and represent Team USA at the 2024 Women's Ball Hockey World Championships in Switzerland, where she won gold. Today, she leads initiatives like Try Hockey for Free, with a focus on growing the girls' game and expanding access to hockey in both ice and ball hockey communities. Our second recipient is Casey Kilduff-Ware. Casey grew up right here in the Atlantic District, playing for the Old Bridge Junior Knights and the Princeton Tiger Lilies before heading to Northwood School in Lake Placid and playing in the, I'm going to say what Frank said, NCAA as it's spelled out, Division III at Newman University. Like Jasmine, she began her career with the Ed Snyder Youth Hockey Foundation. There's a theme here. Where she helped grow the girls' travel program. Today, as manager of youth hockey and fan development for the New Jersey Devils, she focuses on growing the game across New Jersey. 2 people, 2 organization, 1 shared mission. Please join me in congratulating Jasmine and Casey. Come up here, ladies.
I just really quickly want to say thank you to my husband and my family for helping me take care of my daughter during hockey season when I'm never home on nights and weekends. I also want to say a huge thank you to Mr. Britt. I was going to thank him anyway, but then he stole my thunder by saying something really nice about me. Mr. Britt has been a great mentor and supporter for my time at Snyder Hockey and beyond. So thank you so much. It's great to see you here tonight. And I just want to thank my boss, Kevin Fox, for never telling me no about any of my maybe crazy ideas for girls hockey, but it all worked out. I met Jasmine when she was 15 and very sassy. It's been an honor to watch her grow up into the fantastic young woman that she is. The Flyers are incredibly lucky to have her, and I'm so excited to see what she does for the future. So thank you.
I guess it's my turn now to speak. I have so many people that I could thank for this award. One being Casey. She coached me all through high school, and yes, I have quite an attitude, and she helped me keep that under control, so I thank you very much for that. Mr. Britt, I cannot say his first name because I have to call him Mr. Britt. That's just what I know. But he has been a supporter of mine, a mentor of mine, since I've started with the Ed Snyder Youth Hockey Foundation back in 2005. So definitely a huge mentor for me growing up. I would also like to thank my boss, Rob Bear, and my teammate, Emily, who's here tonight from the CR team, who are always there to support me through any initiatives that I have. And you gave me the go-ahead to start Girls Try Hockey for free with the Flyers. So I took an idea, which I talked with Casey about, who helped me come up with the idea. So that was a huge, amazing experience there. I would also like to thank my family here tonight, my mom and my other mother, Liz, and my boyfriend, Joey, for always supporting me with anything that I do. So thank you all here tonight for this amazing award, and it's such an honor to be able to win it with somebody who coached me growing up and a mentor of mine. So thank you so much.
Please welcome Atlantic Affiliate Representative to USA Hockey Congress, Jean Paleko, to the stage.
Good evening, everyone. Again, congratulations to all of tonight's recipients. It's my honor to recognize this year's Volunteer of the Year award, and I have to say this one is honestly personal for me. Brian Fun grew up in the AYHL. He played his entire youth hockey career in the league, and including juniors back in the Met League days, before going on to play collegiate hockey at West Virginia University. Some of you in the room have watched him play, and many of you know his mother, Karen, who has been a cornerstone of everything we do at playoff time, whether it's in the AYHL or at the affiliate level. Brian didn't just grow up around the game, he grew up inside of it, and now he gives back in the same way he has always, by showing up. Whether he's volunteering with the affiliate, pitching it at playoffs, or bringing that same competitive drive he developed on the ice to everything he does professionally as platform engineer at the Prudential Financial. Brian is the kind of volunteer this affiliate runs on. He spends hours on his computer reviewing rosters, ensuring teams are credentialed properly ahead of the district and national tournaments. The job is tedious and requires meticulous attention to detail, which the boss, our district registrar, Karen Fun, strictly enforces, as we all know. The most impactful volunteers are the ones who don't need to be asked twice. Brian Fund is one of those people. Please join me in congratulating our Volunteer of the Year, Brian Fund.
Congratulations again, everybody. We'll move on throughout the evening. It takes a lot of hard work from a lot of people passionate about hockey to make the game happen. We've heard about our players, officials, volunteers, and leaders so far, but we've still got one very important group to recognize, and that is our coaches. For so many players, Coaches play a pivotal role in their development on and off the ice. Lessons learned on the bench carry over into life, and often coaches spend time with players chatting about life outside the rink. These conversations shape players into adults. So to kick off our next segment of the night, please welcome Atlantic Affiliate ADM Coordinator Mark Nussbaum.
My name's Nate. I too will be going rogue here, but I'll stay within my 3-minute allotment. It's all right. I am proud to present the 2026 Coach Educator of the Year Award to Kate Whitman-Annis. Kate is one of the most genuine, kind, professional, smart, and hardworking people I have met in the hockey world. She has dedicated her life to helping others through coaching, leading the Devils Youth Foundation, and raising 4 amazing boys. When I joined the Atlantic District as a coach developer, I began working with and learning from so many amazing colleagues. Kate immediately stood out to me as one of our best people. Her passion for hockey and excitement in sharing that passion is obvious to anyone attending our clinics. I frequently produce these clinics. This means that I'm the guy running the Zoom meeting and working the PowerPoint. Kate makes this job a whole lot easier by communicating her plan in advance and sticking to the script, which we are not doing right now. One of Kate's strengths as a presenter is her ability to weave her own personal experiences into the USA Hockey curriculum without letting the conversation snowball into different topics. She effortlessly engages coaches in deep conversation and leads impactful discussions. One of our Atlantic District coach developers described Kate as our cleanest presenter and stated that she never lets the audience off the hook by just giving them an answer. In addition to her role as a coach developer, Kate also serves as our Atlantic District Vice President of Adult Hockey. She's also active at the national level, serving as an Associate Coach-in-Chief for the Women's Coaching Education Program. I asked a few of our coach developers what they would say if they were in my position presenting their award. Every one of them described Kate as an amazing leader, a great role model, and an outside-the-box thinker who knows how to make any presentation relevant to her audience. I could not agree more with this assessment. Even though my job in these clinics is to teach, I always learn when Kate presents. On behalf of Coach-in-Chief Ryan Carter and the entire Atlantic District Coach Development Team, I'm proud to present Kate Whitman-Annis with the 2026 Bob O'Connor Coaching Education Award.
Thank you so much, Nate. that was really sweet, and I'm touched. I want to also thank Ryan Carter. I know he's not here tonight, but for nominating me, and also Maureen and Glenn for all of your support over the years. It's really a blessing to work with all of you in this great game that we all love so much. It really reflects the community of coaches that show up every day to do right by their players. And that makes this work so meaningful for me, and I know for all of my coworkers. We spend a lot of time in coaching education talking about the X's and O's, and that matters. But what matters just as much, if not more, is how we coach. How we create environments where kids feel supported, where they build confidence, where they want to come back for the rest of their lives. The experience a young player has with their coach can change their life. It can shape their future. And if we continue to develop coaches who understand both the technical side and the how to coach, we're all going to be able to create great humans who go out in the world and do amazing things. So thank you so much for this award.
Next up, our Youth Coach of the Year Award goes to someone who has built something truly special in Central Pennsylvania, Matt Doyle. Entering his 13th season behind the bench, Matt has established himself as one of the Atlantic Affiliate's most accomplished youth coaches. Under his leadership, the Palmyra Black Knights 2011 team has captured 3 consecutive Atlantic District championships, and earned 2 appearances at the USA Hockey National Championships. His players have gone on to compete at the Quebec International Pee Wee Tournament, USA Hockey National Camps, and international competition, with many advancing to the NCAA, CHL, and junior hockey pathways. For the past 5 years, he has served on the Atlantic District Player Development Program, representing the district at national events and contributing to a national camp championship winning staff. What defines Matt isn't just the wins, it's the way he coaches, with a player-first philosophy built on skill, character, accountability, and long-term growth. Please join me in congratulating this year's Coach of the Year, Matt Doyle.
All right, thanks everyone. Thanks a lot. I am going to follow the script of, I suppose, staying off script. Probably like most coaches that get this award, I assume every year. I got a phone call from Glenn, and I was like in the middle of in between ice sessions, and I'm like, hey man, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. I got to get back on the ice. So thanks a lot for the call. I appreciate it. I suppose that's what this award is all about, just coaching. So I appreciate it. A lot of people to thank, and hopefully I don't ramble on too much like most coaches do. Rich Eby, JD over here, Richie Hansen, Ray Ferry, who I did not expect to see here tonight, which is awesome. Was around or played junior for his program, and of course my family being here, just all fantastic. There's a lot of people here that I met when I was getting started in my coaching journey, at several conferences and things like that. So it's cool to kind of go, I guess, full circle 12 years later. I am a massive fan of youth hockey. Obviously, everybody in this room is. I don't know any of these people that just came up right before me. Kate, Brian, and then Michael, who the first gentleman player that came up here, like all fantastic examples of what I think youth hockey is and what it's all about. So this is an obvious honor. Certainly don't do it for an award. No one here does. I had plenty of good coaches and plenty of coaches that I wish I learned more from growing up playing. I was fortunate enough to get into coaching right out of playing junior and in rink management and everything like that. And very quickly, I found myself as the director of a Tier 2 program where I truly got to cut my teeth in learning the game, learning how to manage other people, mind you, at 22, 23, 24 years old. A lot of great memories there and lessons learned that brought me into the position I'm in today. My biggest highlight through all of that, though, was and several of the ladies mentioned it earlier, was the Try Hockey for Free events. Nothing was better than, I think the first event I hosted as a director, I think we had like between 50 and 70 kids there, and it was unbelievable. Some of those kids are, believe it or not, playing in the North American League right now, and continuing to play hockey. It's unbelievable. Absolutely a highlight for myself. Very fortunate again. Rich and JD brought me into the player development staff with the boys with the district here. So just giving time to the future, if you will, with the district is an awesome honor, and I can honestly say the boys player development program does it right, and trying to push kids to where they belong. My success with my team that I'm fortunate enough to had since they were 12 years old. To be honest with you, they were not very good Pee Wee minor when I got them, and they happened to win 3 district championships. That's fantastic. But my biggest sales pitch to them was trying to convince and influence them to fall in love with the game, fall in love with training, fall in love with being at the rink, being great teammates, upholding core values, everything in between. I love teaching. I love influencing. I love making an impact. And it wouldn't be a coach up here if I didn't kind of leave you guys with something. We have a lot of mottos and sayings and acronyms and things like that. Probably the biggest one for me is DTRT, and we just do the right thing, right? So it's very hard to do that in every walk of life. That is the thing we probably emphasize the most. It just so happens that they've found a ton of success at the Tier 1 level for the last 3 years, but that's kind of what I bring everything back to, is just DTRT, do the right thing. So thanks everyone for being here tonight. Fantastic event put on by the district. Congratulations to everybody receiving an award. Thank you very much.
Welcome Atlantic Affiliate Secretary and Growth Coordinator, Brian Pekka, who will present our Girls Coach of the Year Award.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to kind of go off script, but also stay on script to keep this moving. It is my honor tonight to introduce our Girls Coach of the Year, Nicholas Mongian. And Nick, I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly. This past season, Nick guided the Philadelphia Junior Flyers 19U team to the AAHA Championship, the 2026 Atlantic District Championship, and the USA Hockey 19U National Championship. So if we're keeping track, that's 3 championships in 1 year. Nick's connection to the game started as a player. He reached the national championship game in 2017 with the Delaware Ducks 18U before concluding his playing career in 2019. Afterwards, Nick found a way to give back to the game, stepping behind the bench with the Philadelphia Junior Flyers girls program in 2021. Now entering the next chapter, Nick will join the Junior Flyers 14U Tier 1 staff for the 26-27 season. Please join me in welcoming to the stage this year's Girls Coach of the Year, Nicholas Mongian.
Oh my god, that light is bright. Oh my god. Is that a short joke, John? I wouldn't take that. No. I'm not someone who likes the limelight and the spotlight, obviously, but I just want to take the opportunity to thank Mr. Graves for allowing me to coach for the Philadelphia Junior Flyers. It's been a home to me since 2021, and since I walked in, it's been home, so hope to keep it that way. I'd also like to thank Chris Barr, GM. Obviously, Rob is his brother. Thanks for the tickets to the Flyers game, by the way. But Chris has been instrumental to my growth as a coach in person, been there the entire way. He's been the best GM I could ever ask for, and he's always there whenever I need something like that you don't take for granted. So thank you, Chris. Looking forward to coaching with you this year. I'd also like to thank my dad and my assistant coach, Laura Monaco. Laura could not be here, but fortunately my dad is here like he always is. Behind every great coach is an even better team and support staff, and fortunately I have both. So my 2 assistant coaches, who were just as good as head coaches, stepped in, did a great job with our girls. Obviously winning nationals is a pretty big accomplishment. You don't do that with help all along the bench. Laura and I go way back to when I started skating in about 2013. So she was one of my first skating coaches. The fact that we got to reconnect and she was my assistant coach for the last 2 seasons means the absolute world to both of us. Really sucks she couldn't be here. Unfortunately, that work thing gets in the way sometimes. But really fortunate to have her. Unfortunately, this was her last season, so to go out like that, pretty special for her. I'd also like to thank John Etor, who also cannot be here tonight, but John's another coach at the Junior Flyers who's been a big mentor to me ever since he got there. Always taking time to talk to me around the rink. He's an extremely accomplished coach and knows the game very well. So for me as a young coach, having someone to lean on who's been through just about everything really means a lot and definitely helped a lot, especially this season. Who else am I forgetting? I don't know, the off script, on script thing, that thing's been great. Everything with me is off script. I don't write anything down and just kind of take everything as it goes to you. Last thing, thank you to the Atlantic, what you say, AAHA? That's not spelled out up here, by the way. Thank you guys for presenting the award to me. It's always nice to be recognized, but more importantly, I'd like to thank my team all season long. Obviously, they meant a lot, but the fact that we pulled through and accomplished as much as we didn't start out great, but going into the break, we knew we had to reset, and in 2026, we were 22-4-3 down the stretch, so I think that's pretty good. So for us to kind of pull everything back and end up winning another national championship for Mr. Graves and the Junior Flyers means a lot. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, before I continue, I owe Nate an apology. I'm so sorry about that. And congrats again to Matt and Nicholas. Every person recognized this evening has made the game better and this affiliate stronger. But we have one more award to give out tonight, and it's the one we've been building toward all night. Tonight, we induct a man into the Atlantic Amateur Hockey Association Hall of Fame, someone whose name is inseparable from this affiliate and whose decade of leadership has left a mark that will be felt for generations. Before we bring him to the stage, please take a look at this video.
There are people who love this game, and then there are people who dedicate their lives to it. For Glenn Heffron, it was never a question. A Jersey City kid who got his start at the OLM rec hockey program, Glenn grew up to become a player, an official, and a coach. Learning early that hockey isn't just something you play, it's something you carry. And for more than a decade as president of the Atlantic Amateur Hockey Association, he showed up for this affiliate the way the best leaders always do. Quietly, consistently, and with a vision for what this game could become. Under his watch, girls hockey grew, not incrementally, significantly. More than 1,400 new female players found their place in the Atlantic affiliate. Our youngest players, the ones lacing up for the very first time, nearly doubled. Because Glenn understood that growing the game meant starting at the beginning. And for players who needed more than a traditional path, he made sure there was one. Sled hockey, warrior hockey, special hockey, blind hockey. Programs that didn't exist when he took office now serve hundreds of players, coaches, and volunteers across New Jersey and Pennsylvania. He built something real. He built it as a volunteer. And he built it because he believed that this game belongs to everyone. That belief carried him to the USA Hockey Executive Committee, and in 2023 to the Commissioner's Office of the United States Hockey League, the nation's premier pathway to the NHL and NCAA Division I hockey. He didn't leave the game. He answered its next call.
Hey Glenn, I wanted to take a moment to congratulate you on your induction into the Hall of Fame. What a truly well-deserved and well-earned honor. Your dedication and leadership over the past decade have been nothing short of remarkable. The countless hours, hard work, and commitment you have invested have undoubtedly left both the district and USA Hockey in a far better place than when you began. On a personal note, I want to thank you for your friendship. You have been someone from whom I've learned a tremendous amount, both professionally and personally. I greatly appreciate the many hours we have spent on the phone, some conversations much calmer than others, as you consistently took the time to offer guidance, perspective, and support. Your mentorship has played a meaningful role in my growth within the game and in life. I have genuinely enjoyed our friendship and the opportunity to work alongside you on so many projects over the years. The impact you have had on those around you extends far beyond the rink, and I am grateful to have been one of the many people fortunate enough to benefit from your leadership and friendship. I am incredibly proud of you and thrilled for you and your family as you celebrate this tremendous achievement. Congratulations once again on this well-deserved recognition. I wish you continued success in your role with the USHL, and I look forward to seeing you soon, my friend. Cheers and congratulations.
Hey Glenn, first of all, sorry I'm not there. I feel like I should be there, but I have my priorities. I got a tea time, so I'm sorry, but I can't be there. Really just wanted to reach out and say thank you as a rink owner, a hockey guy, and a friend. All the time and energy that you put into arguably the worst job in hockey, Atlantic District President. Only kidding. You did an amazing job, and thank you for all of your time and efforts. It was incredible, and congratulations on your next chapter in your hockey journey, your new job with the USHL. I know it's not new, but I'm sure you'll do great work there also. And one thing I will say for the Atlantic District, you left it better than you found it, and that's something that we always talked about and always believed in. So good luck. I'll talk to you soon. I got a tea time. I gotta go.
Glenn, what you gave this affiliate will be felt in rinks across Delaware, New Jersey, Eastern Pennsylvania, and the entire nation for generations to come. Thank you for a decade of leadership. Thank you for never settling for what the game was when you could see what it could be. The next period is yours.
Yeah, the scripts always go out the window. So after we saw Craig and Danny, Joan Mariconda, who many of you in this room may remember, doesn't really do video, and she wanted us to share something special with Glenn tonight. Glenn, allow me to offer my sincere congratulations on your well-deserved introduction into the AAHA Hall of Fame. Your presence in the AAHA will be greatly missed.
That's spelled out.
Spelled out correctly, because I typed it. I'm not going off the script. Glenn, we have had many highs and lows together in both our hockey experiences and in life. You were a supportive influence throughout the tough times. You always had my back. Both you and Gene were by my side when Tony passed and when he was honored. I cherish our time together, especially when you, me, Tony, tried to get a quorum for an executive meeting in our hot tub, and nothing was better than when we thought to solve all the issues in hockey and that we would call the meeting to order to water. Love you, Joan. That's you.
I feel like I have to say, like, how do you solve a problem like Maria? Okay, because it says, how does one describe Glenn Heffron? Depending upon who you ask, you get a completely different answers. One word always resonates, and it's something that he has passed down to the next set of leaders taking over. That word is passion. Glenn loves the game of hockey and his work to grow the game in our affiliate. In conversations, he routinely advocates for players, refocusing leaders on what is best for helping our most important part of the game grow, develop, and have fun. When USA Hockey's rules are at odds with that mission, Glenn never misses a chance to call it out. He doesn't walk away from an argument easily. Whether right here at our affiliate meetings or in Denver or on calls, Glenn is always for what matters most. Tonight, we thank him for his countless hours of service over the past decades. Our affiliate stands stronger because of the work you put in.
So now it's my comments, and there isn't a script for that. Many of you in the room know Glenn and I go way back. Probably one of Glenn's most terrifying moments is driving in the car with me wherever we were off to, whether it was a camp for referees, whether it was a game, I don't care where it was. I would be driving because that's what Daisy has to get done. He likes to be a passenger in the car, and I drove. And I would be on the phone, earpiece in my ear. I'd have the email up, and I'd have the annual guide on my lap, driving with no hands, and Glenn would freak out because this was before Tesla. Those were probably Glenn's early memories of being petrified with me. I also remember when this first idea of Glenn floated by of being the affiliate president with John Graves at postseason district at Iceline. Never thought it was going to happen, and it turns out, fast forward now, it's one of the best things that could have happened to this affiliate. As everybody here tonight has acknowledged Glenn's hockey accomplishments, he's always there to put up the fight. He's always pushed me to be better and to do things in the sport that I never thought that I would ever do for the betterment of the players. The affiliate today is definitely better. Our players are served better because of Glenn. And unfortunately for us, he's moved on to the USHL, and it's going to be a hard position to fill. There's no doubt about that. He's always been passionate about junior hockey, and I feel that with all of the turmoil in that space, there is truly nobody better to lead our players, the American-born players, into that journey than Glenn Heffron, to be perfectly honest with you. I think for that, Glenn, we all owe you a lot of respect because there is nobody passionate like you are when it comes to junior hockey. On a personal note, I'm fortunate to say that Glenn is not only a hockey person for me, we could spend hours up here, but Glenn is also a part of my family. Many of you out there in the audience know that I was kind of a little bit of a psychotic hockey dad back in the day. Fortunately, it's been a long time since that's happened, but there were many nights where Glenn talked me off of the ledge, and more importantly, I probably played for at least half of, my son played for at least half of the teams in the affiliate, but he talked me off of playing for all of them, sir. So, Glenn, thank you for that. He's been an integral part of my kids growing up, and hats off to that because it takes a village to raise kids, and it's the personal side of Glenn when he is truly always there for us. Whether it is a hockey thing or a personal thing, you can count on calling Glenn, and he'll pick up the phone, unless he's in a meeting now with Gary Bettman or Bill Daly. He'll be there for us. There's no doubt about that, and he's always going to be part of the fabric. We're better off today than we were yesterday because of Glenn's leadership, and I look forward to the next chapter, not only in the Atlantic affiliates life, but in Glenn's as we watch him really take on the world stage of junior hockey. So, Glenn, thank you for everything, and thank you for being my friend. And now I would like to call up Vito Simaluca on behalf of Assemblyman Speaker Craig J. Coughlin. Vito, can you please come up?
Good evening, everyone. I don't have a script, but Glenn and I go way back. I will tell you that Glenn works tirelessly, and I know you all know that. But I'm going to give you a little story and a little insight. But first, let me say that Speaker Coughlin is apologetic for not being here. They're in the middle of budget. As Governor Whitman knows, this is September. This is June, and June, at the end of June, they need a budget by June 30th. So he couldn't be here, but he sends his congratulations to you and his love because they've grown close over the years, and he deeply cares for Glenn, as I do. So just a brief story. If you know Glenn, he's never a stranger to a midnight call. He'll text you, it's 5 to midnight, and he'll say, "Hey, are you up?" And yeah, I said, yeah. So I take one of those texts, and we're just in the middle or just the beginning of COVID. And Glenn says, "I need your help." He goes, "I need to get to Speaker Coughlin. We need to sit down. We need to have a conversation about how we get these kids back on the ice and get our rinks back open." I made a call to Speaker Coughlin, and I said, "Hey, Glenn would like to sit with you and get together." The next night, he made time for us, and we sat down in a little restaurant. It was probably about 11 o'clock at night. They kept the restaurant open for us, and we laid out a path. Glenn laid out a path on how he thought we can get rinks open to make sure that youth got back on the ice. Kids were playing, coaches were coaching, and owners were moving ahead with their businesses. Glenn, your leadership and your vision was spot on, and the reason why the kids got back on the ice sooner than they would have if it wasn't for you. But thank you for that. So with that, there's a resolution. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to touch, forgive me. This is for the joint session from the Senate and General Assembly from Speaker Coughlin and President Senator Scutari. Glenn, for all your efforts for growing the game of hockey, especially girls hockey, or I should say female hockey in the state of New Jersey, as well as disabled hockey in many disciplines. It has grown under your leadership and your caring on how you brought the game to the youth of New Jersey, and we thank you for all your efforts, and I thank you personally for your friendship. Come on up.
this first. This is your 2026 Atlantic Amateur Hockey Association Hall of Fame trophy.
Thank you.
Raise it up.
Come on, let's get in front here.
And we have a little gift.
Some parting.
Only if you want to. You can open the card. How about that? It's like a bridal shower. It's ticking.
It's not ticking. It's not from USA Hockey.
Jeannie must have closed this one. It's hermetically sealed.
We only have the room for another hour.
I know. It's okay.
Notice the puppy. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Your turn.
Your turn.
It's hard to believe I actually didn't prepare any remarks, but my wife did, thankfully. So let me start off by saying I want to thank my wife, who is an amazing, kind, I had to do it. I'm sorry, honey. I really didn't prepare a lot of remarks, but I do have a couple of comments to go through. First of all, I'm so humbled and honored for the company that is also in this award. Last year, Dave Bond, Jake Gevard, Kenny Haas, Kelly and John Denorcia, Ray Ferry, Frank McGady, Bill Fox, some of the just incredible builders of our affiliate. All of those things that you heard in that video, it wasn't me. It was all of you here. It was the past leaders. It's Donna Gariglia, Jane McDonald, Tom Kester, Nancy Hughes, so many other people that played such an important role. But three people in particular that were early inductees. First, my father-in-law, Ken Gesner, who, if he hadn't lied about devil tickets, I never would have dated my wife. It's a true story. And 3 weeks later, I asked her to marry me, and she's still here 38 years later. So please give her an applause because she earned it. Somebody that Ken introduced me to, a gentleman by the name of Jim Plunkett, who was also an affiliate president after my father-in-law. He called me, and I'll never forget this day. He called me. I was working on Wall Street at Kidder Peabody, and he called me. It was the Tuesday after Labor Day, and he said, "I need a favor." I said, "Sure," and I'm thinking like he's wants me to go supervise a game, or I had no idea what he wanted. "I need you to start a junior team for me. I need it on the ice by this weekend. Come to my house tonight and pick up a check, and that'll get you started. I got you a coach." I'm like, "What? A junior team? What are you talking about?" He explained the circumstances. The Met League needed a fourth team. They were hosting nationals, and they needed a fourth team. And I got busy and got to work and got a really bad team off the ground called the Junior Devils. And that's when I knocked on the door at the end of the season to pick up another check to pay the bills off from the team. I met my wife at the front door, and had no idea at that time she'd become my wife, but a few months later, that's when it all started, so grateful for that. Dick Foster also, who served as vice president and commissioner of the Met League for many years, dear friend, second father, just incredible people that I was mentors for me. Dave Ogren at USA Hockey, Dave Tyler, Joe Benedetto, just really fortunate. But my whole life in hockey has really been, does everybody remember Bob Ross, the painter? Everybody, remember he talks, oh, there's no mistakes, it's just happy accidents? Well, that's literally been my entire life. I collided with Kevin Russell at a public skate when I was 12 and a half, and Kevin, instead of being cruel, decided to be kind, and he said, hey, it's those figure skates you're wearing. True, And he says, you got to get hockey skates. And I did. I hounded my mom. It was like 2 days after Christmas. And got these Sherbrooks for $24.95 at Two Guys Department Store in Jersey City. And I went back that night, and Kevin sees me again, and he says, you're skating better already. I think he was lying, but he was definitely being kind. And he says, come to my house, I'll give you my old gear, and you'll start playing hockey. And some of those pictures, that one gentleman in the red jacket, that was my first hockey coach, Jack Cross. And I'll tell you what, he didn't teach us a lot about hockey, but he sure taught us about being good people and giving back. And our whole association was based that way. After that, I'd gotten married, and I had a conversation with the boss of the house, and she said, you got a kid here, it's kind of time to grow up, and you want to ref a little bit, that's fine. You're done, right? You're getting out. I said, sure. And I went to my last meeting, and there was some political stuff going on, and they ran me as a third candidate to split the vote. And I ended up winning, and that's when I became president of the Atlantic Youth Hockey League and stayed there for 21 years, met this gem of a human being. He was kind. We have had some knockdown, drag-out fights, all out, just about different stuff, but all hockey-related, but personally, always solid, always kind, always part of our family as well. Our kids, feel the same way about Dante and Nicole. Fast forward, they got a little part of this wrong. I, as a goof, made a bumper sticker in March of 2015. We knew Tom was stepping down. And I said, John Graves for affiliate president. I put John's picture on it. I kind of emailed it out to a few people. And John called, you son of a... And John kind of started the campaign. And I thought it was like there was no way. I was up against an unbelievable person in Ray Ferry, who's, if you know Ray, just one of the kindest human beings you'll ever meet, the most ethical and honest person you'll ever meet. And as I'm told, when we had the election, it was a one vote swing. Again, another happy accident. So I've been so blessed and so fortunate. But all of the accomplishments that we've had, rewrote the bylaws, rewrote the rules and regs, getting through COVID, which was a challenge, but there was a team effort there. Everybody was on board. And all of this stuff happens because we really have a remarkable, remarkable team of people. Obviously, my kids, who I'm incredibly proud of, one just got asked to become a police officer for the town of Ridgewood, so I'm really proud of that. My daughter, who lives the best life in Hoboken, I don't know what 35-year-olds do in Hoboken, but some of you probably do. The friendships, all of you, just about everybody in this room I have a friendship with, to varying degrees, and you've all been kind, and sometimes you've been harsh, rightfully so. Never a time where I wouldn't take a call, so always grateful to be able to have those interactions. And last but not least, well, two people before I get to the main focus of my life, but Maureen will take over tomorrow after the close of the meeting, and I can tell you, you are in incredible hands with a capable, dedicated, passionate, just an awesome human being who so cares about everything that we do in this district, in everything, from coaching to officiating to girls to adult. Your care level is off the chart, and I'm so happy that when we asked you to be executive vice president, that you said yes, because I think we were trying to trick you. We were hoping you would say yes. And again, last but not least, I have been married for, I don't know, was it 38 years now? Somewhere around there. Some days it feels like 5 minutes. Some days for her it feels like 5 minutes underwater. I have no doubt. She has never asked me to be anything but my genuine self, which could be a pain in the ass. She has always let me do the hockey thing, where my mom would say, when are you going to get a real job? Mary was always like, hey, whatever you want to do is fine with me. And you have stood by all of this, all of the hours of phone calls and emails, and I need another minute to finish this email, which turned into 90 minutes, and just so patient and loving. And I think the greatest compliment I ever got was one of my daughter's friends said, "I hope my marriage is half as good as yours look." And that to me was the greatest compliment, and it has everything to do with my life. My family calls her St. Mary. There are days I maybe have other names for her, but she has worse names for me. But love of my life, Mary, thank you for letting me do all of this. And thank all of you again. Johnny Laz, it's Glenn, 2 N's.
Alrighty. Before I wrap up, how about one more round of applause for St. Mary? So I would like to share some remarks about Glenn as well. He is the reason that I am here, and I think that a lot of us are here. But I also want to just say, like, these stories that you hear about Glenn, I witnessed firsthand. I was actually with Glenn when he made the call to Matt Doyle because he wanted to let Matt know that he was the youth coach of the year, and he was so genuinely excited to make that call. And I think for me, I was like, why are you bugging the guy? Like, just, give him the award, when it happens. But that's just the kind of guy he is. He truly cares about people. And it's funny, I only met Glenn, a few years ago, but it didn't take long to understand why so many people speak so highly of him. At first, I honestly thought he was kind of weird, buttoned up, scary, and it took maybe 5 minutes for that to fully go away. If you have the privilege of knowing Glenn, you know that he has a remarkable ability to make everyone around him feel like family. And that's not just how he treats his closest friends, it's how he treats everyone who becomes a part of this hockey community, his hockey community. And I've had the opportunity to sit in on countless conversations that Glenn has had with owners, with parents, coaches, officials, players, and people who are simply just looking for a way to get into the game. And he truly treats everyone the same. No matter who he's talking to, one thing comes through always, and he genuinely cares. He cares about people. He cares about their success. And he cares about making hockey a positive experience for everyone involved. In positions of leadership, it can be easy for people to focus on their own accomplishments or seek recognition for themselves, but Glenn has always been the opposite. And while I occasionally have to keep his ego in check, the truth is that he has never been interested in the spotlight. Even tonight, where he seemed like he was very well prepared, which he was, preparation's huge, I don't think he really wanted the spotlight. I think he wanted it on everyone else that is in this room, and that just speaks to who he really is. So whenever something goes right, he's the first person to shine that spotlight on others, on coaches, on volunteers, parents, and countless others who helped make that happen, who helped make this happen. You could see how he named so many people in that speech. So that humility combined with his passion for the game, commitment to the people around him is what makes this honor so fitting for Glenn. And the impact that he's had on hockey extends far beyond the rink. It lives on through relationships he's built, opportunities he's created, and the community he's helped grow. So the AAHA Hall of Fame is meant to recognize people who leave the game better than they found it, and Glenn Heffron has done exactly that, and this recognition is incredibly well-deserved. So we've covered it all tonight. Our coaches, players, officials, volunteers, and leaders. Tonight was a reminder of everything that makes this affiliate special, the people who show up, put in the work, and keep the game moving forward. The next period is already underway, and it's in good hands. So on behalf of the Atlantic affiliate, thank you for being here tonight. And now let's see what the next period brings.
Tonight, we celebrated the people who make this game worth playing. The coaches who stayed late, the officials who showed up early, the rink staff who kept the lights on and the ice sharp, the volunteers who never asked for anything in return, the players who gave everything they had. Every single one of them did what great hockey people do. They put in the work. They trusted the process. And when the buzzer sounded, they went back out. The next period isn't a promise, it's a choice. It's the choice to show up tomorrow the same way you showed up today, to welcome someone new into the game, to build something bigger than yourself, to believe that the best is still ahead, because it is. The Atlantic Affiliates' next period starts now, and it starts with you. Thank you for being part of this one. We'll see you on the ice.